My next guest stars in the new Steve Martin film, Cheaper by the Dozen. He also gets all the benefits of playing Superman on TV without having to wear the damn tights. Say hi to Tom Welling. Tom? All moms should look like Jennifer Connelly. That's insane.
Beautiful woman.
Yes, she is. What's going on? How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So before you were acting, before the Superman, before Smallville, you were a male model.
Yes, I was.
Now, why in God's green earth would you want to leave that gig? Because you just think male models get to hang out with all the hot, like, chick models.
The ones who know what they're doing and are successful can do that. I wasn't very good at it.
On a scale of like 1 to 10, if there was such a thing for male models, where were you?
From 1 to 10?
Yeah, like 10 being, you know, like, I don't know.
On a good day, probably 4.5. I just wasn't very good at it.
How are you bad at being a male model?
I didn't stand still. I couldn't stand still. I don't like the fact, I mean, I can't stand still when I'm told to. You know, and with acting, you can at least express yourself a little more. And I would always be standing there trying to talk or trying to say something, and they'd be like, no, shh, quiet. Just look over here. Look sexy. And I'm like, wait, you guys talking about over there? And they're like, shut up! So, yeah, I didn't.
You were disruptive.
Very disruptive, yeah, just like school. Yeah.
Right, all right.
Through my life.
Let me read this about, and congratulations on Smallville, because it's a great show. We found this about the show Smallville. The producers, this is a quote we found, the producers of Smallville have forbidden Welling to tan because they haven't figured out if natives of Krypton are able to tan.
Well, my question would be, I haven't heard about that, but my question would be, like, are they waiting for a phone call from Krypton to find that out? Like,
how do you find out? Have you heard? Is that true? Is there any truth to that?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you stay inside at all times?
Well, we are inside all day shooting, but I think maybe there's some secret meeting down in Los Angeles about that. But I haven't heard that yet. I know there's some things where they ask you, please don't do anything but walk from your trailer to set. Don't ride bikes. Don't run. Don't do anything.
Right.
I ignore that, of course. But
you're like, I am Superman. I must do something. Have you met Christopher Reeve?
I have. I worked with him last year. That was an amazing experience.
What was that like for you to meet him? I mean, that's...
You know, I didn't know what to expect. I went there. We flew to New York. I arrived there the night before, woke up early that next morning, went to meet him. We worked for 12 hours straight. He was actually only supposed to work 8, and he worked 12.
Right.
And I met him, and he has such a great sense of humor. We started talking about Superman, and he knows more than anybody I've ever met. Anybody, and he takes it very seriously.
How much, by the way, quickly, did you have to know about Superman and the history of it? Did you have to know that much, or was it...
Well, because this is before Superman, I didn't have to know anything.
Right.
Which leads me to what I was saying about Christopher, is that we started talking about it. He goes, you know what, you don't need to know that. I go, what do you mean you don't need to know that? I was wondering, you know, when Superman, he goes, no, you're not Superman yet. In time, you'll find that out.
Right.
And that was his joke.
That's great. That makes your job easier.
Very much. I just get to, I get to, ignorance is bliss, right?
Right. That's awesome. We had Brett Ratner on, and there's been talk about this Superman movie, and then apparently it's like they're having trouble casting for Superman. It would just seem to me that they might go to somebody like yourself that, like, is the pre-Superman to star in the film. Have they approached you? They
have. I actually went to Brett's house in Los Angeles. We sat down and we talked about it a little bit, both knowing that scheduling would always be an issue. Basically, if that movie were to happen, the show would pretty much have to go away. And I don't think
but at least they've come to you.
They have. Maybe as a comparison, maybe you never know. But yes, they have.
I was thinking about you. There's Superman freaks out there. Like, everybody knows Shaquille O'Neal has, like, a Superman emblem on top of his head. And Joey Fatone is a big Superman fan. Jerry Seinfeld. Have you run into any of these Superman freaks?
Who's that guy in the middle?
Joey Fatone. Oh, come on. You know him from NSYNC. These are people
Which one was he?
He was the one that looked 62 but was playing 22. No, I'm kidding. You know Joey Fatone, the one that couldn't dance.
Oh,
yeah,
Joey.
Yeah.
Ah, Joey.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But you should call. I mean, like, if you need Lakers tickets, you think you'd be able to call Shaq. He's like, it's Superman. You know, he'd give you, like, you know, keys to the joint.
Yeah. Shaq was at a premiere the other night, and he actually introduced me to his kids. And 2 of them had no idea who I was, and the other one was shaking so much he didn't know what was going on. But he introduced me as Superman to his kids, and that was pretty cool because I see Shaq. I'm a big Lakers fan. And to see Shaq introducing me as Superman, that was cool. So, but I actually met Joey about a year ago on accident in New York. He's a great guy. He's a nice guy.
All right, good times. So, Cheaper by the Dozen is the film. This your first movie?
First movie ever.
That's pretty good. Steve Martin? I mean, he's one of my favorites.
He's always been one of mine.
And so not only are you maybe nervous because it's your first film and trying to figure it all out, what was it like to work with Steve?
You know, when I got the script, I got in a stack about 5 or 6, and we were going through them with my agent. My agent said, when Steve Martin's going to be in this one, he's going to play the father. Well, that went right to the top. And I read it, and I mean, for me, I wanted it. I didn't know if I was going to get it, but I ended up getting it, and I was completely nervous meeting him. But he's like the most professional, most creative, nicest guy, sweetest guy you'll ever meet.
Right.
He was really great, and he set such a high standard for me for professionalism, and for my first film, you know, what more can you ask for?
Right, film 2, you're going to be like Steve Guttenberg going, oh, man. Steve Martin, first film? There's nowhere to go but down from here. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
Nice taking some time during the holidays.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you.
Tom Welling, everybody. Check out Cheaper by the Dozen, Christmas Day, Smallville Wednesdays, 8 o'clock on the WB. David Banner, right after this.